Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another couple Euros 2 replay. Spawn on the north side as the yellow OKW player, Von Manteuffel. I still don't know how to pronounce that name. Spawn as teammate as the blue Wehrmacht player. We have Heartless Jager. Spawn on the south side as the magenta UKF. We have CanoTheMemeMan. And his teammate as the red Soviets, we have Baby. We do have two immediate doctrinal lock-ins. We do have the guard motor coordination tactics and the Luftwaffe ground forces doctrine. Looks like we have a tier 1 skip by blue, conscripts just for red. The Brit has gotten his Vickers, and on the OKW player we have Sturm Pioneers and the Kupelwagen. Wait, I saw him inside the garrison and laying down some wire. That's sort of a bug, isn't it? You can lay down wire while inside the garrison.
Scout vehicle ready. Fire obstacle up. Captain ready.
Vickers trying to push his way forward, capture the VP. The cutoff point has not been claimed. Will be claimed by the intersection now. Fuel point will soon be captured as well. Up north, we do have the Pioneers trying to pull out some sandbags. We're seeing some fire there from the combat engineers as the conscripts fail to build up sandbags in time before the MG42 suppresses them. Does spot the two Pioneers and the MG42. It may give him a clue that he's gone for a tier 1 skip. Pioneers trying to get some good damage there onto the combat engineers. Combat engineers do have good rifles as well, but looks like it's a pretty close fight. Pioneers will need to fall back sooner rather than later after capturing that point, likely. Or they're going to the missions point. Doom Pioneers do force back on the conscript squads, and now we've got the intersection getting inside this garrison. There are 4 windows on the side, but it looks like that bush will prevent them from firing. And we do have the
They're trying to take it.
recovery sapper right there. Does fall back there with the Sturm Pioneer. This one will need to fall back as well, getting overwhelmed. We've got some Volksgrenadiers deployed on out in the field as well. And we do got the conscripts pushing the way forward, trying to gauge this 2-man Pioneer squad. Didn't manage to capture up the munitions point in time. But does go ahead and get suppression there from the MG42. One more burst will keep them very nice and suppressed, but they will decapture that munitions point at the current rate. This Pioneer squad is falling back. And the Vickers gain some shots there onto the Volksgrenadiers. This one does have 4 windows on the side. This guy is firing as well, so all models are firing, but they're getting overwhelmed by sheer numbers. They won't be able to stay around for much longer. In fact, right now they're prone to being wiped. Even now, they can still potentially be wiped. The intersections are going to be pursuing. They do actually manage to fall back in time. Conscripts, no, that's a full health squad, not a wounded squad. We do have some medical crates supported out by the OKW player. You could ask his team to deploy out a medical bunker. He's going to go for Mechanized HQ. And we do have another Dr. Lock-in, Royal Engineers. Intersection do find the Kupelwagen. The Kupelwagen do manage to decapture that fuel point there, but we're seeing quite a bit of fire now.
A capture point is being overrun.
The Panzergrenadiers are trying to make their way forward, trying to engage these conscripts, but there's 2 squads of conscripts here. I don't think they fired a single, but they did get some veterancy there from being hit, but not any veterancy for firing.
Pioneers awaiting orders. Orders ahead.
Intersection are behind some light cover there. Volksgrenadiers engaging the intersection at a long range, and we do have the Mechanized HQ deployed out by yellow, so hopefully he asks his teammate for a med bunker. Sturm Pioneer is getting a great engagement there against these forces, but the Flamer Engineer can do some great work because they're behind heavy cover and they receive extra damage from that. But they stick around for too long, Vickers will cover their retreat, however.
Luftwaffe reports. Jager ready for deployment. Heavy fortification now available.
So we do have these 3 abilities now available. Jaegers can now be brought on in or dropped in.
Return fire! Return fire!
And 222 has been put out, eyeing to skirt around and engage these forces. These forces, sections do fall back in time. Conscripts are eyeing to sick that garrison. The Flamer Pioneer can displace them to get out before receiving flame bursts. Pioneers going to get inside the garrison now themselves to fire some bursts from without it, but that bush there is preventing any sort of engagement from both sides. Pioneers getting ripped apart by the Conscript squad. Conscript is receiving some fire from the Infantry 42, but unable to get any suppression down. You have second Panzer Grenadier being pulled out by Blue, to go along with his 222. Half track being pulled out, being upgraded to a quad. The quad half track, of course, is very effective versus the 222. And the Flamer Pioneer gains some great damage there onto those conscripts, being reinforced from this nearby half track as before it gets the upgrade. Does get one more model there. And now here comes the AEC pushes his way forward. Quad half track could pursue the 222, but does not. A lot of healing right there, much needed healing. And now Panzer II looks at some fun on the field. The AEC has already been deployed. Got some FCGs coming down the line as well. Infantry 42 trying to get some shots there onto the quad, but we'll need the veterancy armor piercing rounds in order to get any sort of damage there. AEC throwing some rounds there on the Volks Grenadiers as we have the Vickers does get forced back by the Panzer II. AEC does find a hit there. Volks Grenadier do get suppressed there by the Vickers as well as the quad. Or just the quad, the Vickers already go back entirely. On the left side, we've got the MJ being forced back as the Flamer Engineers and Flamer Pioneers duked it out, but looks like the Pioneers do fall back nice and early. The dude throws some rounds at long range, trying to get some damage in. Also trying to avoid the 222 fire. Over here, we've got the intersection advancing.
Anti-tank gun and crew now ready for action.
Being repaired on up, trying to use the Panzerschreck upgrades on the Shun Pioneers to engage the AEC. He is low on munitions. This one is being upgraded to the Panzerschreck. Conscripts do not have Molotov nor AT grenade research. Panzer Grenadiers should be able to collapse in on those conscripts. And the quad half track is now fully repaired. And the combat engineers do get forced back by the Panzer Grenadiers. Munition point not being captured on up, maybe a good idea for one of those squads to capture up. No med bunker for either player, so both of the Axis players need munitions and health. The Wehrmacht player does have 120 munitions, as well as a good amount of manpower for the bunkers themselves. Goes on City Grenade right there. And no doctrine has been selected yet. Has wild some Jaegers. Pack 40 is trying to throw some shots there onto the quad. Makers are inside the garrison. Panzerschrecks will throw some rounds onto that AT gun. The Shun Pioneer being focused down does get fully wiped there. There's that is quite important because this is the only source of AT. Oh, it does have the CanoTheMemeMan. Sturm Pioneers or Volkswagen just got wiped out there. Yellow's losing a lot of squads. Losing 2 squads right there is not very good. The Wagon is still alive for capping pressure, and the munitions point has not been reclaimed. The opponent player needs his munitions. And we do have a command vehicle deployed out by the AAC. Grenadiers engaging the conscripts at close range. The squad's also not finished. It is going to take time to finish the sandbags, not throw rounds of the Panzer Grenadiers, as this Panzer Grenadier squad will rip apart those conscripts, no problem with that range. Quad half track does get some nice suppression there on the Panzer Grenadiers, and we have this landmine being swept by the combat engineers. As they're getting some good rounds there into that Vickers. Vickers will escape on out there, but the command tank reduced reload rate will make it a bit harder for it to engage the Panzer II. The Panzer II can be more likely to actually engage it. Landmine does get interrupted there and canceled. This landmine is deployed on out as this conscript squad is falling back as well. We have a squad of Volkswagens being deployed out by Yellow, which helps them replace his forces, as we've got these blob of infantry pushes his way forward. Guys are slowly backing away, trying to get near towards the command vehicle for their buff. And I've got these Panzer Grenadiers making their advance. Conscripts do receive their cover receives a hit there from the AT gun. Sandbags do get cleaned on up by the Pack 40 as the Pack Track is sending some damage there onto the Panzer Grenadier. The Panzer Grenadier will need to fall back, prone to being wiped at this moment. Potion makers make their advance. We do see a battle group HQ right there. His teammate has not pulled out any medics for him to utilize.
Valiant assault is now at hand. The troops await your command.
So Valiant assault's now available. He's half his way to the airborne Stukas. AC may receive a CanoTheMemeMan there, will receive a CanoTheMemeMan. And we've got a nose bomb being thrown out right there. Gets a good hit there on the Volkswagen Grenadiers. Panzer II is trying to engage the intersection there, and the AC throws a nice round into the Volkswagen Grenadiers. Good hit there onto the Panzer II from the 6-pounder. Forces them to fall back as the combat engineers are getting suppressed. Those manage to cover suppression from the heavy cover. Now 120mm mortar is trying to throw some rounds there onto the MP42. It does force him back.
We are losing a sector.
Two squads of potion makers making their advance, trying to get some good damage on these forces. And the potion maker squads do fall back. I do have a lag brought up by Yellow, so he did actually plan to go to the Battle Group HQ just to get out a support weapon like that. And great G43 hits there onto the combat engineers. He still making the wipe there, depends on the next couple rounds, but nope, does manage to not to escape away. On the left side, we got the MG42. Not managed to interrupt those conscripts. This one does manage to rebuild the sandbags as well, as this 120mm mortar is throwing some rounds there onto the MG42.
Vehicles can be marked and targeted.
AC Smith's advanced intersection is behind, trying to get that heavy cover there. Good damage onto that Kubelwagen, forcing back. Pants 2 is a bit wounded as well. Cannon Warfers do roll a miss or contract. Combat engineers are trying to stick down the heavy cover there. We do get suppressed right there, as the Royal Cavalry engineers do have their own flamer making their advance now. Avoids the arc of the MG42 and does fall back in time as the 120mm mortar says hi. Flag does throw some rounds there into that building, as we have medic squad complete.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Heard a landmine detonation there. Bolsheviker's final landmine. That was a good landmine. And 120mm mortar is now trying to throw some shots there. Pack 40 finds a hit there on the AEC. No snares. Detonates a landmine that was there. Now got a big blob intersection making the way forward. Lag finds a good hit there onto the Vigor, so it sounds like there's 2 Lags now running on in. He's great hits there on the Vigors. Panzer 2 trying to avoid some fire. There's also a landmine there by the Brits that could be tripped. The wounded Bolshevik squad does fall back nice and early. The Cannon Warfare is much as one finds a miss there onto the AEC. Over in the center, we got a big group of Soviet infantry pushing way forward. We got the very rare relief infantry ability to be used. You see it all the time until they nerfed it. And Pants 2 does receive quite a bit of fire right there. We got the T-3045 making some advance. We got +1 here to protect these forces. 2 does go down. T-43 squad may finish off that conscript. We do not. Goes up on a grenade there on the AT guns, which they're just a move forward. Does avoid it. Oh, one Osttrooping squad has spawned out. Oh, does this relief infantry ability actually makes them automatically upgraded with LMGs? Yes, apparently it does. That's how rare you see this building nowadays. I did not realize they gave us a slight buff and giving the LMG upgrade. Because late game Osttrooping are not really that useful. We got the engine stun or snare ability there from the AEC. When the AEC does push forward with another round there, there's a shoot mine there as well, as the Kubelwagen start doing self-repair abilities inside Factor C3. Does get the kill there on the Kubelwagen, and the Shoot Pioneer will barely escape under there. Lag does get, both of them gets wiped out. Stug pushes way forward, does throw around grain the Lag, saving that Shoot Pioneer. Another hit there by the Stug. Pack 40 is rolled a hit as well. Another pen there. Also pushing way forward, gets good damage there. We do have the Zis here, and a marked target put out onto the Stug. The Stug's trying to go in deep. 6-pounder finds a hit there. Zis gun does not find a hit there. Stug just sort of left right there. Does get a pen there. The AC's coming forward and will body block the Stug. Stug will likely go down. And does take out the Stug with the 6-pounder.
We have lost a Panzer.
We have enemy contact! Spartans, get down! Get down!
Bolshevikers do fall back. Looks he did lose one of his Bolshevik Jager squads in one of those engagements. And does go ahead and flank the MG42.
We now stand at 300 points.
Panzer II, Veteran C3 does receive a hit there as the AC is now at Veteran C3. Good damage there onto the conscripts. A squad is trying to throw hits there onto the Osttroopmen. Osttroopmen maybe will survive this engagement, but with more conscripts pushing way forward, 7-man squads. And also was now coming in forward to push a lot of shots there. It does destroy his own sandbags there. Over here we do got the Churchill AVRE pushing his way forward. The Panzer II, since it says camouflage, it can actually spot for the Kennewerfer. Trying to go for the Panzerfaust. Will get the Panzerfaust. Will get the B crew there onto the Kennewerfer. Volkswagen trying to recapture the Kennewerfer now. Panzer does connect there. The Kennewerfer lining the shot. Gets another pen as well. Trying to repair up the AVRE, but got British infantry doing a nice little flank there. Bolsheviks, however, behind head cover, gains some great damage in. He may lose this intersection, does fall back both of those squads.
Squad knocked out.
And looks like he may have did lose that squad over there. Wasn't really paying attention to that far. Tries to find some hits there on the armored car, the command vehicle. We've got the second assault push his way forward now. And throwing some smoke rounds on top of the AVRE, or could be the smoke repair ability actually. Kick out the straight run, gains some great damage onto the repairing recovery engineers. And does take out the armored car there with the strafing run.
Dash it all.
Pack 40, force on the ground, trying to hit the AVRE. We've got also the Panzer engage as well. So another 13 seconds before he can try back away himself. The engine will not be repaired. Give a lag so much across there. Force fire on the ground, gets a lot of damage there, takes out the AVRE in the repairing state.
In Churchill, AVRE has been lost in combat.
I'll shoot him backing away from these forces. We do have the Vickers set on up, trying to get suppressing down the Osttroopmen. And Yellow's Panthers now charging on forward. Usually when people go for guerrilla ground forces, they sit for King Tiger, but in this case, it's a regular Panther. Portion Mears is behind Sapevka there, does have the up gun upgrade. And Mills Bomb doesn't get thrown, he does go ahead and retreat away from it. And now we're trying finishing off that 6-pounder, probably not a good idea. He's got the wipe there, just back off. It's a little bit, he's unsupported, so that could be very, very harmful. We do have the Ostwood getting some great damage there. We've got the Zis gun here as well. And unable to find any good angles there. Does get some hits there on the Stug actually. Here comes the Katusha barrage. He does wipe out the AT gun, but the Osttroopmen can recruit it for cheaper reinforce rates. Volks Grenadiers receiving quite a bit of fire. And 6-pounder setting it up. Does roll a miss there on the Panther as the Panther gains some great flanking shots there. Almost effective 5. Light rounds raining on in as well. Panther forward makes an advance. Let's get the first strike bonus with this guy as well. And the Butch next first will get on the Veteran C5. Light round still raining on in. Does get a pen there on the Panzer II. Panzer II now Veteran C5, so now he has suppressive fire ability. It does cost a small amount of munitions. It does wipe out that machine gun as well. This gun does find a good hit there. Does go into hold fire to make sure he doesn't get spotted.
We are at 200 points.
Takes out the 6-pounder as well.
Disperse battle rifle!
Focusing down the 6-pounder now as well. Mortar's running in nothing there right now. Panther's rotating around. This gun did actually have the tracking ability. Mark target deployed out. Quad half track does go down to allow the lift off ground forces player to get out some better air support. Aircraft just gets shot down there. Sounds like a Katyusha barrage ring on somewhere. Right there. I see it skirting around. And show just see some hits there. Shooting for 85, rolls a miss there. Does get the combined arms ability there. Moved from nearby also to support his Panzer Grenadiers. Over here, these infantry forces are starting to back away from the Vet 5 Panzer II, which is still alive. Does have the mark target ability deployed on top of the Panther, but should be wearing off relatively soon. Does get an AT grenade off there, but does not get an engine snare, but it's not enough damage. He is now charging forward, trying to get some shots there onto the Panther or Panzer II. One does pen. No AT grenade there. Firefly trying to pursue the Panzer II, severely wounded. Panther receiving massive amounts of fire there with the P-hits and the Firefly. That's a lot of damage coming onto it. Trooper do fall back. There's a captured MG-42 making its advance.
Marking and targeting of it. Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
And now we do have these, what's it called, fortune makers to make their advance. Good hit there onto the Volks Grenadiers. Does hit the sandbags there quite significantly. We do have the T-34-85 make its advance. Panzer Grenadiers are still on top of the point. Got the support and also can get some great damage there onto the advancing conscripts. Haven't been able to push these Zis guns help prevent that Osman from engaging. See a couple hits there. I've got Katyusha barrage running on in somewhere. Up north, looks like. But it's there on the bunker. Firefly receiving quite a bit of fire. And two of these fire. Only fires one off, the other one would have missed. Got mark target there on the Panther. Panther just needs to fall back. Show Pioneers are coming in support. He's pushing forward the Panther 2 to distract can also be a possibility. Firefly does roll a miss there, and now got a super close air support being pulled out here. Both the Axis players now just realize has an air support ability. The Allies need to pull out some 80 aircraft, because that's two doctrines with that. That's a lot of 80 aircraft potential. A lot of aircraft potential, especially if they get combined up to a massive fight at exact wrong time. Yeah. As Mariners pushing the way forward, we're seeing a lot of fire there from the Ostwind. That Ostwind did more damage than good. 3 friendly kills, that may have been all of those models right there.
Our opponents are seizing the sector.
Flame Rage Sappers do get forced back right there. And the Flame Engineer does get suppressed by the captured MG-42. T-85 engaging the Off-Struppen. Ooh, finds a landmine there. Don't worry, they're just Off-Struppen. Special VP is not being decaptured just yet and does get saved from being decaptured. Panzerwerfer eyeing for a barrage. This is a very, very tight cluster of support weapons. All of them stay alive, but Vikes who go ahead and decrew the 112mm mortar. 2 rockets completely whipped there.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
It does connect there with the Firefly shot. Panther has plenty of health. Firefly does not. 120mm mortar trying to be secured. We do have a Molotov right there, burning him up quite a bit. And it looks like the mortar will escape. Will escape on out of there, as the AT gun does get fully destroyed. Panzergrenadiers getting some good damage there. Like it finds a good hit as well.
Engine ticking over.
Firefly getting repaired on up. We do have, of course, the Centaur severely wounded as well.
The enemy are determined, and we are down to 300 points.
Nostrupin are trying to engage the conscripts. The conscripts are behind heavy cover, so the conscripts should win out. One of the models looks like they're not actually fighting, but it's actually firing. Conscripts, the capture point, building up sandbags right there. And lots of damage coming out thanks to that through the Flame Pioneer. Ocean Makers make their advance, trying to get some good damage on these forces. We do have these Sherman Fireflies severely wounded. Panther receives 1 hit there by the Tulip. He's throwing all his munitions on those 2 rockets, not setting up any for the 9.75-inch mortar. How much of that is in millimeters? That's quite a bit in millimeters. Good hits there onto the combat engineers. Still gives a mark target. Trying to get a blind shot there. Also getting hit as well with mark target onto it. Does get the blind crit there. And rolls and miss there as well. Manages to escape on out there. Still needs to go back a little bit more. And looks like the Panzer II does actually finally goes down. Obsas is deployed on mount to support the Folks Jaegers. Firefly does get a nice pen there, and Panther does return. Panther does connect. Firefly still gets some good damage in there. Panther's trying to advance. And does actually take out the Centaur. I was a bit iffy when I thought that would finish it off, but that does.
Anti-aircraft tanks has been lost.
MG Bunker will get overwhelmed and destroyed there thanks to all the AT weapons.
One of our forward structures has been
Another Katusha barrage bringing in. I think Red has gotten out second Katusha. Panzergrenadiers do interrupt the cap. This Panzergrenadier squad is advancing as well. Molotov is thrown. It's only looks like only one of the models. And this Panzergrenadiers managed to close the gap as well. All trooping squads do fall back right there. Obsas is making his way forward, getting some good damage there onto these Zis guns. Something's being called on in right there. Looks like it's a 9.75-inch mortar. How big is that? Every inch is 2.54 centimeters, 2.5 short. So 9 times 2.5 is 18 plus another 5. So 22.5 centimeters. So a 2. So around a that place probably around 240 millimeter mortar. Oceaneers Obasan's is getting ripped apart. The Obasan squad needs to fall back. There's just a blob of infantry from both sides. Light getting, however, a decent hit right there as well. Potion makers will need to fall back relatively soon. That 5 potion makers severely wounded. Panther receives a good hit there. And good hits there by the Penwarfers. Panther's pursuit, mark target on to the Panther. Rolls and miss there with the Panther. The Penwarfer is out of range. Fires a shot there with the Panther. Initial barrage raining on in, a little bit late. And these intersections needs to be very careful. A couple of those light shots will do some serious damage. Right there. Even the friendly fire Katusha couldn't even pose a threat. But we got the conscripts engaging the Panzer Grenadiers. And the Osttrooper Ostwind is making his way forward. Receives a fire there. Assist guns lining up the shots. And sorry about this. I'm going to turn on follow camera because I really need to use the restroom. Oh, that guy has a different angle. Sorry about that. I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I am back.
Enemy down to 200 points.
Oof. I must have ate something not right today.
MG-42.
We do have a, let's see now, there's a Bofors emplacement right here. We do have, looks like, we do have some Tiger Tank, support us Oswin and Stug. And do have the Firefly. This may be a different Firefly. Oh yeah, the other Firefly went down to the Panther, now remember. Panther for Barrage raiding on in, does get a full wipe and full destruction of the captured MG42. A couple of disc gun shots and mark target on the Tiger Tank. Another good hit there as well.
We have a new SU-85.
Combat engineers captured the central BP. We do have the Task 4 push his way forward, trying to get some good shots right there. Panther, Emergency 4, seeing some heat fire there, but nothing too critical. Now the Fortune Fingers and Panzer 4 make its way forward, like getting some good hits there onto the infantry section. And we've got the T-34-85. Only had 5 kills, almost efficiency 1. Fortune Makers make an advance. Section here, however, getting some good hits there. Does throw a Frenchable smoke, not Frenchable smoke, under grenade right there. And the Passport here has seen quite a bit of fire, is forced to fall back. This Bofors is unusual position. Not covering the VP. Of course, it's far enough away from the lights. It's not really being covered right there. T-35 does get a nice flanking shot there onto the Shug. Got a air support ability by the Austrian player. T-35 does get some good damage in there and does avoid all the strafes. Never mind, there's some strafes right there. Bofors also is going to be very useful in dealing as an aircraft piece, so that's another reason why that's actually a good position for Bofors to shoot down aircraft, but it's not doing all too well. Lags raining some shots right there. Bofors being braced. And now the Firefly getting some much needed healing, but the Bofors may go down. Brace will not save it from all the damage, and it all depends how many more rounds of lags are doing. One more, so as it just completes the barrage. Awesome, and Potion Makers making an advance, trying to get some good damage there onto the intersection, but looks like the Ocean Squad will need to fall back. Vet 5, Potion Makers coming in support as well. On the left side, you got the Panzer 4 and hold fire target vehicle state. He's hunting for Katusha. S-35 is now 3 shots away from death, not 2. And the Lag get a good hit there onto the intersection. Does follow back to the one squad, and that one gets wiped out. Panzer 4 receives 1 hit there from the Firefly. Panzer 4 is still camouflaged up there. I try to find what best I can, replays I can get. The replays on Computer 2 is not as populated as with Computer 1 anymore. Tiger Tank begins advance, efficiency 1, 6 kills. All infantry. Druid does receive a pin there from the Tiger Tank. And Panzer 4 does go in for a flank here. Does receive 2 hits there by the AT guns, and they're sitting on top. One will connect. Panzer 4 receives a bounce there, and this one managed to get the kill there with the AT gun. Good try of the Panzer 4, just pretty much a failure.
Jerry's only got 100 points left.
Bofors being repaired. We got the Axis players down to 100 points. Allies are down to 119. Both of them are very low in VPs. T-45 making an advance. Oswin will receive 1 pen there from the Firefly. They got a mark target there on the Tiger Tank. Still rotating its gun around to engage the enemy. And the Panzer Grenadier is trying to capture the VP. Now, at this point in time, they have to play the VP game. This VP being captured by the Allies. This one will be decaptured, so soon just be a double cap against the Axis players for the time being. Magenda's infantry starts pushing forward, trying to deal with this bold displacement once again. This time with the Panther and Panzer IV. Panther has efficiency 5, Panzer IV efficiency 1. Second Panzer IV is pulled out by the Bolshevik Jager player. Okay, intersections push way forward. Potion Jager, bet 5 Potion Jager needs to fall back, severely wounded, though it's not being focused down, so they even pitch a bit more damage. Let's fall back now. Both places almost going down, focusing down the Firefly. Bet 3 Firefly does go down, but so does the bet 5 Panther. The Beaufort's bet may have went down to the Pinto Mounts, and this Panzer IV is one shot away from death. This one needs to push forward to draw fire. And strong the turret fire right there. There's the two Panzers engaging, get some good hits there as well. Ooh, AT guns still problematic. They're bet 3 AT guns. Both Panzer IV needs to run away. Panzer IV barrage misses the bet 3 AT guns. Even getting those decrewed, not even fully destroyed, is really so important. Yellow, well, blue has not redeployed out the Panzer IV just yet. Push a barrage in the center of the map. And it's conscript squad will get overwhelmed. Another Katusha barrage, this time much closer, does roll another miss as well. And does get the kill there with this on that Katusha with the Stug. Blue will likely be able to decrew this AT gun. And maybe enough help from this S-25 will stand a shot. Maybe not. Also, when it's advancing, I think the Tiger Tank's also advancing as well. Yes, it is. I look at the mini-map. Panzer IV is being reinforced. A lot of various infantry forces here. Not enough thing to gauge that Panzer IVs.
We're losing a capture point.
Over here, Magenda's pulling back his infantry away from the OKW infantry. Tiger Tank efficiency 2. Which gets the increasing range and accuracy of the 88mm. Put it there onto the Panzer Grenadier. Where Panzer IV is making their advance, trying to get some good damage on in. S-25 rotating's over. Not at full health, but good enough. Does receive a pen there. T-3485 does roll a miss there. Let's send a pin there. Blue is just preparing up his forces. Red is regrouping. So there's one Katusha alive. 2 T-3485. This one is very fresh. Fresh off the front manufacturing line. S-35, T-3485 gets a nice hit there. Panzer Strike connect, or a Panzer. This is a combat blitz. Will not get body blocked there. One of the Panzer squads does get wiped out. Mark target on the other one there. Panzer does connect as well. This one's getting hit hard. Other Troop Pioneer squad needs a full retreat back. Combat blitz has been deactivated or timed out. There's a little miss there on that Panzer force. The aircraft does get shot down by this Panzer IV. Receives another miss there. Now his teammate's Panzerwerfer is safe. He's not pursuing any further. Unable to secure the kill right there. The Panzerwerfer finds a shot onto the T-3485. Over here we've got the Panzer pushing way forward with against the common tank. S-35 advancing does find the Tiger tank. Shinobi severely wounded. His pulled back. Osman's still alive at full health. Both leaders has captured the point. There's a triple capture in favor of the Axis players. And the Allies are down to 24 tickets.
The enemy has 25 points remaining.
They need to capture multiple points. Nothing's going to go here. But Genta's control of this infantry was horrendous. Right now, Willie squads need to get over here immediately. Does get these pinned down by the OKW strafing support. It only took a single area, and this time it was successful. Going forward for a crush. Gets some great crushes there. And gets a full squad wipe with the crush. When they're fully pinned, they get instant crush. They do not dodge. And that's the end of the game. This is Adam Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.